This is a house I lived in for 28 years, or at least the first 28 years of my life. And my mother, she's selling the place, and the sale's pending. But anyhow, there's a two-family home, and that way up there used to be my bedroom. And I'll tell you, when we didn't have AC here a long time ago, which now my mother doesn't because of electricity, the AC was something that came way later on. But that room up there used to probably easily reach 100 degrees, literally. And sometimes I would sleep with my head almost out the window, and there were times when I put a box fan in the window and slept right up against it. So it was really, really hot up there. And then this window right here is where I spent my childhood years, and that right there is when I was in elementary school. It's a really tiny room. So throughout most of the years of my life, we lived in the top part of the house, from when I was born probably up until maybe I was 14, maybe 15, somewhere around there. And that used to be my mother's room. When I was really young, that used to be my room. But then when my brother moved out, I moved into that room, which is a pretty big room upstairs. And there's a secret passage right there on that side of the room. And then right there on this side of the room. And the reason I say secret passage is because they're not in plain view. The one on this side is hidden behind some drawers, and there's a board that you push on hinges, and you can go behind it. Leads out to the other room on the other side of the house. This one is a hole in the back of the closet, and it leads behind the wall. Now, believe it or not, in the 28 years I've lived there, I've never been in that. So tonight I'm going to end up going into that part. I hear there's a lot of real old stuff in there. I'm just hoping that no one's left any junk in there from the past years. But then when I got older, from my teen years, probably from, like I said, about 15 on, my mother and I moved downstairs while my sister and her family moved upstairs. Well, recently my nephew and his family lived up there, and they just recently moved out, and now my mother lives down here, and she's going to be moving, and the place is being sold. So I'm just going to take a walk around the house. And that porch up there, we used to have a pool table up there, play all kinds of games and stuff like that. And then the later years would hang out on the porch down here, have cookouts and stuff like that. And this is the backyard. It's gone through a lot of changes over the years. There used to be a big tree there. We found bottles underneath the tree, buried in the dirt, after we got rid of the stump. There's all these really weird marble slabs in the ground. And some of the marble slabs are actually bezeled around the edges. And from what I read, stonecutters used to live here. But yeah, if you look really close, you see there's all these holes drilled into it. So I don't know if this was a workspace or if this was just samples or practice. But it's really strange. And it almost looks like they're drilling all kinds of holes in them. Little holes, big holes. And there's been a lot of stuff buried in this yard. And found parts of bicycles and stuff like that. And over there found some big bones. It might have been probably cattle bones or dog bones from a long time ago. But that's the backyard. It's pretty big. And that's the back of the house. Kind of a very square and boxy looking. Also in the backyard there is a stone step that's partially covered. And interestingly enough, way over there, my brother made a horseshoe pit, and then he dug a big hole. My friends and I kept digging. We kept finding all kinds of stuff, like parts of china and dishes and stuff like that, probably because it might have been landfill. And right around there, underneath the dirt, there's a cobblestone walkway, probably about 5 or 6 feet under the dirt. And cobblestone walkway, if I'm not mistaken, probably leads beyond the fence, because it looked like it was going off in that direction, and then it comes in this direction, which I can only assume probably matches up that step. So they might have had, a long time ago, whoever lived here, those stone cutters, had a step there and then went down, and there's probably none of this dirt here, and a cobblestone walkway. And the cobblestone walkway went all the way over there and then out that way. So in the back of the house here, underneath the porch, my friends and I used to play. We used to have a fort under here. And there's also some really weird carved rocks under here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's this one, and it's kind of cut at an angle. It's a very big rock, and then right next to it is this really weird chiseled out one. And my friends and I spray painted in here, keep out, stuff like that. But we used to have a big wall right here where this beam is going down to the ground, and we had a door there. And then right over here, this used to be all sealed in except for a piece of shingle, which we could push out of the way and we could see out and spy out to the street and see if anyone was out there. But we spent a lot of time in here. We called it Fort Rancor a long time ago. And at one point we called it Assassin's Guild. I don't know if you can see it there, but I spelt Assassin's Guild wrong. I spelled Guild right, but Assassins I spelled wrong. But anyway, this used to be our fort, and my friend Ed and Andrew and Rick and a bunch of other guys, and we also hang out here.